Hey, Tubies, this is Bob Hickman. It is so rocking to be with you. Well, here we are Wednesday. It's Wiccan Wednesday. And I promise you we'd have a mystical discussion today. And we're going to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and that is the spirit totem, the raven. And, the raven has a lot of associations in my life. In fact, let me show you here. This is a new piece of jewelry that I just got. This is a crown pin. Isn't that beautiful? You're going to say, well, say Bob, that doesn't look like a raven. No, it's not a raven. It's actually a crown. I've got to put it on my sweater here, but I just haven't had time to get it all aligned. It takes a while to put a pin on a sweater if you've ever worn them to get them to look right. But anyways, I've got my crown here, and I was looking at it, and it's making me reflect on my title. I wear crowns to represent my connection to the nobility because I hold a title which is the Baron of Ravensworth. And many of you know about this, that I received a title of nobility last year from a religious order in Germany. And so I was created the Baron of Ravensworth. Now, when the order asked me what would I like for my title, I thought, wow, that's very interesting because there is an area, a historic area near where I live called Ravensworth, Alexandria. It used to be a big plantation area. But I've always loved the name Ravensworth because it reflects the raven. And so I asked them if I could have my title, my barony title, under the territorial designation of Ravensworth. So I am the Baron of Ravensworth. In fact, here's my little card. Check that out. The Baron of Ravensworth. See, it's got my little baronial crown, coronet on top, and there's my title. So, as a Baron of Ravensworth, ravens are a big part of my life, and I've always loved ravens because for me, the raven is a messenger, a guardian, a spirit guide, if you will. Now, for some people, the raven is a sign of omen of death and prophecy of destruction. And every culture sees it differently. So there's no one way to see the raven. And if you're somebody who said, oh, Bob, every time I see a raven, it's bad news. That's okay. That's a message, and that's your communication with spirit. So you can honor that. And I'm not here to convince you if you don't believe ravens are good. That's okay. Honor that because that's how it works for you. But whether you like the raven or fear the raven is still bringing you a message in one form or another. So I think that makes it very mystical and very powerful. I love the raven so much. In fact, recently I bought this beautiful pendant. I'm crazy about jewelry. I'm always buying something. This is my raven pendant. Isn't that cool? Now, this is done in pewter, and it's got a little black raven on it. And I just think it's wonderful. And if you like this, you can pick this up over at Lady Angela's store. Lady Angela is our high priestess of the Order of the Purple Cord at rarewiccaspells.com. Just type in raven, and you'll find this wonderful, wonderful pendant. I love it. But, as I was saying, the raven has a lot of meanings, a lot of ancient connections to mystery. Many of you have traveled, perhaps, or some of you may live near the Tower of London in England. And I visited the Tower of London several years ago, and they actually keep pet ravens there. They're considered to be the guardians of the Tower of the London. And it's believed that if the ravens ever leave the tower, that the monarchy will fall and that the crown will collapse. So, I'm sure that Queen Elizabeth has a real vested interest in making sure those ravens are at the Tower of London. But they are beautiful, and they actually are very tame, and you can pet them. I love them, And, the thing is, if you start really getting interested in the raven, there's going to be a goddess that you encounter along the way. And this goddess is known as the Morrigan. The Morrigan is the name of a goddess. Sometimes the goddess is viewed as a group of beings. She has kind of a triple goddess aspect. And many times the Morrigan will take the form of a crow. And in the ancient Celtic tradition, sometimes when people would see a battle, crows would fly overhead, and they interpreted that as the sign of the goddess watching the battle. And this is a picture of the Morrigan. She's known as a dark goddess, very similar to the goddess Kali. I would almost call the Morrigan the Western Kali because She presides over death, destruction, and war. Now, if that's a little too intense, you might say, well, gee, Bob, I don't know about that. She's not a goddess to be taken lightly, but she is a powerful goddess. And she may help to connect you to the raven or the crow. And many times people, when they start invoking this goddess, ravens will start to show up in their lives. And it can be also a blessing. So not every sign, as I said, of a raven means death and destruction. It can indicate prophecy. It can indicate protection as well. So you might want to explore the goddess, the Morrigan. Now, many times she's just called Morrigan, but the reason they put the in front of it is because it represents the group aspect, like when she flies as a flock of birds. It's believed she can shapeshift between being a raven and being a human looking person. And she's actually quite dramatic. Sometimes she's considered to be a crone goddess, very much like Hecate. And sometimes she's considered to be a beautiful goddess with long black hair. And this shows her in her beautiful aspect. She tends to be more of a solitary goddess. I don't believe that she ever really partners or marries. So this is also the crone aspect, that she's beyond, romance and breeding, basically, and she's very much a lone goddess. She's considered very wise, very powerful, and somebody that if you invoke with, you don't take it lightly. I wouldn't just think, oh, I'm having a rough day, I'll call up the Morrigan. You want to really research her and study her. But as you get to know her, you'll get to know the raven as well. And in fact, if you want to learn more about the raven, and the dark goddess of Morrigan, this is a wonderful book here called Celtic Lore and Spellcraft of the Dark Goddess. And the subtitle is Invoking the Morrigan. And in fact, I'll read just a little bit of this to you here. Heed the call of the sorceress who will not be rolled, the weaver of time, the teacher of mysteries, the Morrigan. Invoke the Morrigan, the Celtic embodiment of victory, strength, and power of the divine feminine, and be transformed by her fierce and magnificent energy. In this comprehensive hands-on guide to Celtic witchcraft, Stephanie Woodfield invites you to explore the Morrigan's rich history and origins, mythology, and magic. Discover the hidden lessons and spiritual mysteries of the dark goddess as you perform guided path workings, rituals, and spells comparable with any magical path. Draw on the unique energy of the Morrigan's many expressions, her three main aspects of Macha, Anu, and Bav, the legendary Morrigan Le Fay, and her other her other powerful guises. From shape-shifting and fiery magic to summoning a lover and creating an Ohm oracle, thy dynamic and multifaceted dark goddess will bring empowering wisdom and enchantment to your life and spiritual practice. And this is true. I love this book. I'm a big fan of it. I found it very powerful. So if you are interested in working with the Raven, you might also want to explore the dark goddess, the Morrigan, okay? And we'll probably have to do a whole separate video just on the Morrigan. But I'm going to try to stay focused on the Raven here. Now, if you want to bring the Raven into your life, you should probably set up a little shrine and call the spirit of the Raven to you. And if you do that, it'll start to appear in your life. One of the things is, as I said, you can start to wear jewelry of the Raven. And here's another wonderful little idea. This is a beautiful Raven statue. Now, this was a gift from Lady Angela to me. She gave it to me to celebrate my work as Baron of Ravensworth. She said the Baron of Ravensworth must have a raven. And I love it. So I keep this over on a special little altar just for the Raven. And I'm a big fan of it. So, when you put up the Raven statue in your life, you start to honor the Raven. You draw the Raven to you. By the way, you can also get these Raven statues at rarewiccaspells.com. But if you can't afford a Raven sculpture, you could even print out a picture of a Raven and put it up on your altar. In fact, let me put up some beautiful pictures here that I got off the internet of the Raven. So as you can see, they're beautiful, beautiful pictures. And the raven is very mystical, very inspiring. I love the rich blackness. You know, I was out walking one day and I saw a raven and it had a beautiful sheen on its feathers. And as I was looking at it, I realized that the surface of a raven is very much like a scrying mirror. So now whenever I see a raven, I try to look into it and scry through its feathers. It's another thing you can work on. But if you want to invoke the raven and bring the raven into your life, you also might want to go over to Rare Wicca Spells and get the Raven Invocation. I picked this up at Rare Wicca Spells. I love it. It's got a big picture of a raven swooping down. And I thought I would read this to you as well. And this is to invoke the raven. And it says, Winged emissary from the beyond, fire stealer, trickster, wolf friend. Raven, I call upon your wisdom. Teach me your tricks of thought and memory. Lend me your eloquence to speak of the hidden mysteries. Help me to use the tools around me to attain my goals. And if I do not find those tools, teach me to craft them. Help me fly with agility to where I am most needed. Guide me in the ways of the sentinel. Teach me to sing for love and to regain those places where I have lived before. I ask for your strength in the face of intimidation. I ask for your wings as I dive into darkness and return with knowledge. I ask for your magic in shaping the unformed into a beautiful reality. Raven, I call on thee. Isn't that lovely? So I would recommend you get this. It's a wonderful invocation. If you want to work with the ravens, I said, make it simple. Just set up a little statue. What I do is I have an altar with black cloth. I don't have it that I can get my camera to it today, so I'm cleaning the altar, so that's why I'm not showing it to you, but I will show it to you in a future video. But just have a little altar with the black cloth, a statue maybe of the raven or a picture. And I like to burn black candles for the ravens. So you can get some black candles and light those, offer up this invocation. And I'm telling you, the raven will probably start appearing in your life. And if you feel so drawn, you may want to explore again working with the Morrigan as well. Either way, I tell you, the raven is a blessing. And, wear the raven symbol, bring it into your life. And I tell you, the raven will not only bring you prophecy and protection, the raven will help you with astral travel. And the invocation talked about wings of flight. Well, that can be the wings of the spirit. So at night when you meditate, you can go on astral journeys and let the raven be your guide, and he'll give you safe passage into the spirit world and then back at the end of your journey and let you return to your body. Many times the raven also stands guard over people while they astral project to protect their body. So you can invoke ravens to guard you while you astral project. And even if they're not physically in the room with you, they'll be in spirit in their astral form to guard you. So I think they're very powerful, very beautiful birds, and I'm a big fan of it. Anyways, just want to come here, share that with you today. I'm loving my raven. I swear he looks so real. It's like he's going to fly off any minute. But I want to ask you, tell me in the box below, have you ever worked with the raven? Do you know the raven? Do you love the raven? Is it part of your journey? I'd sure love to hear about it. Also, if you're interested in joining the Order of the Purple Cord, you can do that. It's free membership. Go over to rarewiccaspells.com, shoot Lady Angela an email, or you can also go to my website at robert-hickman.com and shoot me an email. And we'll get you on the rosters to be part of the Order of the Purple Cord. So we'd love to hear from you. Now, as I said, there is no membership fee, and you don't have to be an initiated Wiccan. We are teaching from a Wiccan perspective, but we invite you to come be part of it, and you can read all about that at our websites. Okay, so definitely check it out and come and join the Order of the Purple Cord as well. Anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. By the way, forgot to tell you, make sure also go over to my website today, get your free horoscope. I'm doing daily horoscopes at my website, and you can go over there, click at the top, says horoscopes. I'll put you right into the area where the horoscopes are. And I do every sign, all 12 zodiac signs, every day. So you can get that as well. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. Hope you'll like this, favorite, share it with your friends. Hit that subscribe, be part of Spirit Channel. And I want to say thank you to all the recent subscribers. You guys rock. Hope you'll keep it here and be part of our scene. And for those of you who are longtime subscribers, love you as well. Thanks for being part of Spirit Channel. You guys rock. We're all a big family here and a big team. And if you didn't see yesterday's video, we did messages from the spirit world. And that's the video in the queue right before this video. So go check that out as well. Okay. Anyways, you got a lot to do today. You got to research your Raven. You got to get your horoscopes. And you got to see yesterday's messages video. So you got your homework. Anyways, guys, listen, keep it here. We're going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. And you know that means Zodiac Thursday. So we'll be talking about the alignments and the transits and what's going on in the stars. So be back here tomorrow. Anyways, hit that subscribe. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Blessings to you all.